Hello YouTube, I'm back with the next My Little Pony review, and today I'm reviewing Would-Be Dragonslayer. And as the name might suggest, we actually have someone who actually ends up wanting to slay a dragon. His name is Squire, and he ends up taking after Spike. The only thing is, Spike is not amused, especially because he thinks he's actually being attacked, pretty much. But the only thing is, Squire's just doing it for a good deed. And he probably, at this point, doesn't seem to realize there are other things he could be doing. And as we turn out, they actually get him. After they get things settled down, Megan ends up hearing the story. They end up kind of helping, first going against Squire for what he had been doing, and then once they figure out what he's actually after, they actually decide to help him out. But it's not so easy, considering the fact they end up intruding on a wedding feast at a fairy godmother's house. Of course, luckily for Squire, he ends up finding a tortoise to help. The only problem is, he finds it too heavy and cannot flip it over. And there's a little twist with that tortoise, isn't that in fact it's actually a wizard. And it was a test to flip him over. Naturally, eventually, Squire, after kind of seemingly giving up and he ends up going back to the tortoise, flipping it over, kind of with everyone else watching, and ends up passing the test and gets what he wants. That's his good deed right there. Didn't even have to tackle Spike at all. So it's only 10 minutes long. It's a little interesting. You would think, okay, it's Squire, so he's going to be rescuing some damsel in distress, and that's kind of what they tackle at the beginning, but that turns out not to be true. So it's a little bit of a twist to the usual story that you would think would happen. In fact, there's kind of two twists. You're thinking, okay, it's following the fairy tale storyline, but yet not actually repeating it. Like, not just a pony version of the actual fairy tale. It's actually completely different. Where in the fairy tales lineup is there flipping a tortoise over? Probably nowhere. And yeah, it may seem like a rather simple concept, but simple concepts are what makes it easier to understand. So I would at least give it a shot. It's only 10 minutes long, as I said, and since it tackles a little bit more. It's kind of interesting, though, in the My Little Pony Tales series, there's someone named Squire, but you don't actually see them directly. They're more spiritual. So I'm wondering if maybe there was a little bit of inspiration behind this episode, because this actually came first. Tales came out later, in the early 90s, like right around 1990 or so. I'm kind of wondering if there's any sort of relationship, even though they're kind of completely different. I know, obviously, there wasn't like a direct, oh yeah, let's use this. They may have just used the name and carried it over. Oh, it's also possible it's just simply the name that's been, carried over. They decided to do it. It had nothing to do with the episode whatsoever. But yeah, it's kind of interesting. You get to see, someone who's it's kind of the basic misunderstanding. You get someone who seems like they're doing something bad, but they're really not. It's only because of someone else's request, if you will. I'd recommend it. It's probably a little more, you're seeing characters that are interacting. Again, you got a bunch of characters that you've never seen before, and consequently don't ever see again, but I definitely recommend it. It's not going to have like a whole ton of action in it, but you get to see other characters you don't see before. So yeah, that's my review on Would-Be Dragonslayer. Thanks for watching.